Welcome to the Tipsy Two.
I have two pit bulls. And I always want to bring my one Ollie over here to play with Lucy, and she will never let me.
That's a snack.
Oh, he wouldn't. Now, Lily, yeah, she'd be like, oh my god, a little appetizer. But Ollie'd be like, hey, BFF, let's play. But Ollie and Lily are older. They're like 8 or 9. Well, Ollie's 9, Lily's 10, I think. So I've never had little dogs or had to.
Yeah.
Like, I've grown up with like Dobermans, and then I got these two pit bulls, and I absolutely love them. I got them from a pit bull rescue in Ashland, and I've just...
What's the lifespan of a larger pit bull?
They're not doing so well right now. Like, I think, like, the bully dogs, I think, are, like, between 10 and 12 years, maybe, something like that. But, oh my god, speaking of, like, our animals and stuff, Ollie has a huge mass on his foot.
He does.
And it's absolutely terrible. And I took him to the med vet and got tests done and stuff, and thank God, it came back that it was non-cancerous.
So it's just a large mass.
It's just a huge mass with another mass growing out of it.
It's so crazy.
So, they're like, you can remove this. We don't know if we do surgery, we're going to have to take half of his paw. And we're not sure how he's going to do through the surgery, being the age that he is and the condition that he's in. Because he's older. And so I'm just kind of like going back and forth deciding what to do and what I shouldn't do and what I should do. The vet said that he doesn't think that he's in pain, you know. But the other day I was in the living room and I was dying because I had Jackson, my grandson, and we were outside playing, and Ollie was out running around with us, you know, and he runs and plays and does everything, you know. And then he came in and he laid down and he got up and his back legs wouldn't work. And I was like, oh my god. And he was like looking at me whimpering, and I'm like, holy shit. So I jumped up and grabbed him and I like pulled his like butt up and put his back legs, and he just fell. And he couldn't move his back legs. I'm like, oh my god, I'm not ready. And then I had to kind of think that like, he was outside with us for a long time, and he was running hard, like with Jackson and stuff, and he runs and plays and stuff, but not that hard. And so I went in, gave him a pain pill. Yeah, I gave him a pain pill, and I was like, oh buddy, if this doesn't work, you know, we'll go to the vet. I called my dad, I'm like, oh my god. He's like, oh no, you know. But then, like, maybe 2 hours later, he took a nap, he got up, and he was perfectly fine. So I think it had to do with him, like, running around. But that just, like, scared the shit out of me, because I'm thinking, oh my god, that is going to happen.
It's around the corner.
Because he's more of a bully dog. Like, in his back legs, you could tell, are starting to hurt him. So he's on pain pills. I'm actually trying to, like, research, like, CBD and stuff like that for dogs, so I don't have to, like,
acupuncture.
Like acupuncture, yeah. But I don't want him to have to like Lily's on 2 different pain pills every single day for her arthritis of the spine. And so I'm trying to find something for CBD with the dogs that they don't have to be on painkillers, but they could be on like CBD and it'll relieve their pain or whatever. So I don't know, but having animals is just like so great and so fun, but then like
it's such a commitment.
It's a commitment, and
they're expensive. Like, I just don't feel like people understand, like, if to be a responsible pet owner, it is so expensive.
I know, it is. Like, literally the surgery for Ollie was going to be like $2,500. So I'm like, oh my god, do I start a GoFundMe? Do I?
I mean, literally, like, one of our, Cavalli, one of our other Yorkies, we took her down to the med vet too, and you know they're like, she needs an orthopedic surgeon. You know, you're looking at $10,000 to $12,000. I'm like, oh my god, second mortgage of the house. Like, my husband, I'm like, do it now. Like, why aren't you on the phone with the bank? Like, I'm confused. Like, meanwhile, I mean, she's like almost 14. I mean, they discovered that there's cancer, and I'm like, okay, great. Now is there like cloning? Like, I'm so confused. Like, or is there stem cell research? Where are we at with that? You know, where's Elon Musk? I need like answers. And they're like, we just think that it might be time. But I was like, no. And then if we would have like actually, well, first of all, we spent just taking him there for all that advice was like $2,000.
Oh my god, I know.
So I want to say the next night, she started having seizures, and I've never seen a dog have seizures before. I didn't know what it even looked like. Yeah. And I started screaming to my husband, oh my god, Cavalli's having, we call her Callie. I was like, Callie's having a seizure or something, I don't know, because she would like shake and just like fall out. It was very odd. And or get real stiff, and I'm like, what is happening? So, we held her and stuff like that, and we got her through that. I guess she was having seizures. And then my husband went back out in the living room, and I looked, she was in bed with me, and I looked over at her. She was sitting on Chuck's pillow, and she got real stiff, and then she just collapsed, and I screamed because I just felt it looked different.
Yeah.
And Chuck come racing in, and he picked her up, and she was just like, limp. And I'm like, oh my God, can we try CPR? Like, what do we do?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah,
but we were just literally at the med vet yesterday.
Right. Yeah.
And so, I mean, we tried all kinds of things, and
Yeah.
we couldn't save her, but it was awful. It's so awful to like watch a grown man. My husband's just like a big manly man, and he loves little dogs. A big guy little dog is so cute. And to watch him sob is so difficult.
Oh, I know. I can't imagine. Well, it's just me with the dogs, like, and I was thinking, oh my God, if something happens with him right now, like, what am I going to do? Because he weighs 80 pounds.
Yeah, really.
Like, what am I going to do? I'm going to have to call my dad and have him help me or whatever. But, thank goodness he was like, okay with that. But eventually the time is going to come where I'm either going to come home and something's going to happen, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and God willing, like, something happens and I take them and, oh God. And I don't want to keep going on and on about this subject because I know we have other stuff to talk about, but I was watching this video about these people that take their dogs into the vet to get put down because they're old or they're sick, and they don't go back into the room with them. They just drop them off. I literally was laying in bed the other day and freaking
This
tears.
makes me want to drink.
Like, tears. And, and then it had, like, that little poem of, like, this is the last thing that they'll see, And I'm like, if you don't go into that... Okay, if there's one thing you guys hear from me today, if you have a pet...
It's a PSA.
And you have to put this pet down, and you do not go into that back room with them and stay with them until they are gone, you are assholes. You are POSs. Because, I mean, that is your dog. And I don't want to hear, oh my God, it's too hard for me. Yeah. It's too hard for me. I don't give a shit. That is your dog. That's what this dog, you're that dog's only person. Like, you make that dog the happiest ever. You know what I mean? And for just to drop them off and do that, I'm like, who the hell would do that?
It's so hard because
I would be on the ground with a blanket wrapped around him in my lap and waiting for him to pass it. I will be the last we will be the last person that dog sees, And I can only hope that it happens that way because, God forbid, I would never want to come home and know that they passed away and I wasn't there.
We had one situation like that actually involved Merrick, but with one of our Yorkies, Bella. But like with Lukey, who's 15, his back leg stopped working. He had cancer in his tail. Like, he had cancer. It was just riddled with cancer. Yeah. And we spent the most obscene amount of money for probably 2 years just to keep that dog alive and Band-Aid him and just do all the things. I mean, I swear to God, we put a whole new roof on our vet's building, I'm sure, because they saw us coming every week, 2 weeks, every 2 weeks. I was like, this is a new symptom. I saw one hair fall out. They're like, well, that's another $600. But I don't care. I loved him so much that I did not care. But when we finally made the day, they said, you've got to let him go. And I was like, he couldn't walk. Like, I was like, you just know. Like, I love you enough to let you go.
Right. Yeah.
So we made the appointment. I'll just start crying. We made the appointment, and I canceled it. At the last second, I couldn't take it. So we gave myself, I said, let's give him another 24 hours and do bucket list things with him. Meanwhile, he had a great life, but we took him up to the lake. We put him on a boat. We put him up in a tree. We did all these things with him. We got him a pup cup. We did all the things, that you do.
And that's the way that you're supposed to do it.
And then we took him to the vet, and we, I held him the whole time. Chuck was there, and we cried together and held him, and we rocked him, and it was very sweet and peaceful, and I was okay with it because I felt in control. Yeah. Now, had I come home and found him dead in my closet or on my bed or under the couch or some crazy shit, knowing he was alone, it would kill me. So I think that you think it's hard, that it's too hard, you love them too much to be there in those final moments, but honestly,
oh my God, if you don't, it's
you
just
rise
ridiculous.
to the, you will. I thought that too. I thought, I can't deal with it. I immediately will go right straight into therapy or psychiatric ward where I'll get a full evaluation, no doubt, and be heavily medicated. But honestly, when you love someone that much, like, you rise to that occasion. Like, I didn't think I would be the one cradling, and I just didn't think I could deal with it because it's just too hard. But honestly, when you love something that
you have to,
you do it. But if you don't, listen, I don't want to judge. I know some people just can't take it. It's a lot. It is a lot.
It is a lot.
But you have to think about, how do you want to honor them in those final moments? Right. I feel like that's what you got to think about.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Definitely. So,
I mean, how many more weeks can we talk about dogs? A lot.
I mean, we could go on and on and on and on and on and talk about dogs and animals and stuff like that.